Your past is a gift. Okay, so the thought for today is, when you decide something about yourself, okay, and I'm going to go back to my example and then you can go from there. When you decide that you're unwanted or invisible, you tend to treat others that way. You know, for the longest time, my husband would come home from work and I wouldn't even acknowledge him. I wouldn't even say hi to him. I wouldn't, you know, like he wasn't there. And many months went past in that way, you know, where we just treated each other like we lived in the same house. But there was no acknowledgement of the other person. And that's because that's how I felt. Now, this is something that it's so key to understand. When you understand you and how you treat others because of how you feel about yourself, then you will understand that everyone else is the same. They're doing the same. They're all treating others that way because that's how they feel about themselves. So I didn't understand this until I went through the IVF for the first time. This was before my little one was born. And what happened was, at the time, I was really angry because we'd been trying to have a child for over 15 years and it just wasn't happening. I mean, not even a blip, you know, not even a miscarriage, nothing. There was just nothing. And so at this point, I was just so frustrated and so angry, you know, with the world, because there's so many women that don't want children and that have children all the time, you know, that come into the world. And I thought, well, I really want one. Why can't I have my own child, you know? And so at the time going through the IVF, I was probably one of my angriest points in my life. That my anger had really built up and escalated to this moment in time. Now, and I didn't want to put my body through that either, you know, going through the hormones and putting all that stuff in my body, and I just thought it was unnatural. Anyway, so at the time I went through the whole, you know, process of the IVF, and this was at 40-ish. So, you know, we'd waited long enough. I thought, let's just go in and give it a go. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, maybe look at doing something else, because it just wasn't going to happen. But what happened was, once I did the IVF, I got what's called hyperstimulation, ovarian hyperstimulation. And it's when your ovaries just go into overdrive. And so I was retaining a lot of water. I mean, in the first week, I was in the hospital, and in the first week I'd gained 10 kilos just retaining water, because I couldn't eat and I could hardly drink water. Everything was just, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what happened was, at the time they had implanted a baby, but that baby didn't make it because of everything that was going on with my body. So my body needed to, you know, clean itself out from everything we had done in the treatment. And anyway, the baby was lost. It didn't make it. So after that, remember I said I was angry before? I was even more angry after. And so I think angry is an understatement of how I felt at the time. At the same time, when I found out, it was 5 days before Christmas, I found out that the baby wasn't alive. There was no heartbeat. And so I went into a depression. And I think it's one of the lowest depressions I've been through in my life. One where you don't want to wake up, like you go to bed at night and you just don't want to wake up in the morning. You just pray that you please just take me now. I don't want to wake up in the morning. And through it all, through all these, I just didn't even have the energy to take my own life at the time. I just thought, I don't see the point of being here. I was saying to God, you know, it's like, why? You know, just there's no point. I don't understand my existence. I don't understand what I'm here for. Just take me, right? Just get me out of my misery. And at the time of the depression, I remember that I was horrible to a lot of people, like really horrible, mean, you know, the words that you say, and you're just spiteful and you're just resentful. And the people I was the worst to was actually my family, you know, people that are you're closest to. So it was through that experience, and I didn't understand it at the time. was after my daughter was born. A couple of years later, she eventually came. And I was thinking about that experience and thinking about, it's not in my nature to say mean things to other people or to be horrible to other people. I'm usually one of those people that try to lift up, and encourage and make people feel good about who they are. That's usually my nature. And going through those months, before healing from the IVF treatment, and how I spoke to people and how I treated people, and I think, wow, it's in all of us to be that way if we want to, if we choose to be that way. We can be that way all the time, but I was that way because I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel good about who I was at the time. I just felt like I had nothing to give, nothing to offer. There's no point to my existence at the time. And so I just wanted to push everyone away. I wanted them all out of my life. I wanted them to leave me alone, And so looking back on that, I understand now. If I hadn't have gone through that, maybe I could never, because I couldn't understand before that. How are people mean to their family? How are they mean to people that they love? How do you say hurtful things? Or how do you say mean things? Or how do you, want to hurt them so badly? And it's because the pain inside of you is so big. It's so unbearable, that you just want them to leave you alone. You just want them to leave you. That was my case. But at the same time, you just, in a way, you want them to know what that pain feels like. Just a glimpse of the pain. So I get it. I get it now. I get how people are cruel to others. So it comes from within. It comes from a place of feeling horrible about who you are. That you just feel so horrible about who you are that you can't help it. It just comes out in everything you say and everything you do. So if you're in that place at the moment, I want you to know that there is hope. There is always hope. Every day brings something new or brings something different. And you get to choose. In every day you get to choose again and again and again. If, this is your day now to change, to shift. I've gone over my 5 minutes, so I'll leave it for the next video, but yeah, I thought the message was too important to just leave it that. So think about it today. Think about if you are in pain, that the pain, everything is temporary, everything will change. Nothing ever stays the same, no matter how much it seems like you've been in this pain for so long. Okay, my lovely. So, thanks for watching. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages that are coming your way. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.